Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mark Allen here with Four Color Commentary, and I am doing a live video, regular video for the first time in quite some time. Been doing some experimentation that was kind of forced upon me by life. Life got so busy that I wasn't having time, good stuff mostly, but I wasn't having time to make videos and process them and all of that. So I've been doing some experimenting. I've been making a lot of shorts, and my teenage kids, well, my 20-year-old daughter and my 18-year-old and 13-year-old sons have told me. I was shocked, first of all, whenever I saw how many views my shorts got, and they like looking at me kind of incredulously, going, "Yeah, Dad, that's how people watch YouTube, is they watch shorts." And who knew, but I did know that usually entire videos didn't get viewed by most of the audience and everything. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to just go ahead and do some catch up, play some catch up with some comics I've gotten recently, just kind of get back in the swing of things. I am planning a couple of videos, specific videos, cover videos in the future. But anyway, just wanted to go over some stuff that it's been so long since I got some of this stuff that I had to think before I did the video about where it came from and under what purview and how I got it. Did make a run to the Friendly Neighborhood Sonic before I came here. Don't worry, I don't plan on spilling anything on the comics, though. I guess we never plan those things, do we? So here we go, and we'll just kind of see if anybody joins as we go along here. Let's see if we've got anybody. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Anybody? Here we go. There we go. Now I've got that muted. Okay. All right. So we're just going to jump right into it. This first stack are, believe it or not, 25-cent books that I got weeks and weeks ago at Shadow Mountain in Tulsa. Shadow Mountain Comics in Tulsa. This is the place that buys collections, and then for the first week or so, they're $10 a piece. They buy great books. They're $10 a piece, and then the next week they're $5 a piece. Then they go down to $1, and then they go to 50 cents, and then they go to $0.25 each. And you find some great books. I try to hit it depending on what type of collection they've gotten in. I try to hit it, different weeks. I think so far I haven't ever made one of their $10 sales, but I have made their $5 sales and on down. But to begin with, again, 25 cents. All of these will be 25-cent books. First, I have let me get the number here. But I have a very nice Silver Age Dell Combat number 8 from 1963, 25 cents. So that was a great score there. And I like the, I've gotten to where I didn't used to be a Dell or Gold Key guy, but the older I get, the more I appreciate Silver Age comics from all eras. Got the second print variant of The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe for $0.25. This was great. I love this because I like the story, and it's just a fun, entertaining story. Yes, it's gratuitous, but love that. I also love that Steve Dillon cover. Steve Dillon has always made the Punisher, in my estimation, look not just formidable, but just a little bit maniacal, and which is a good look for the Punisher. I mean, somebody in real life who did that, they would be maniacal. So anyway, Punisher. And that also included in that was Bloodshot Rising Spirit #1, which I know absolutely nothing about, but that came in the bag with it for $0.25. So there you go. Okay, next up for $0.25, Marvel 2-in-1 number 41 with The Thing and Brother Voodoo. So great. I always loved the Marvel 2-in-1s. The Thing was always such a fun character, and just his personality and his toughness, both physical and mental. He was always a great team up with any character out of the Marvel universe. Okay, so got now these. Let's see. Yes, these are all again the quarter books from Shadow Mountain. We'll go in descending order. These are Marvel Triple Action, which of course was a reprint book through the Bronze Age. Number 46 here, a reprint of an Avengers story. Great John Buscema cover there with the X-Men, you know, against the Avengers there. And then you have X-Men number 45, which kind of led up to it. Of course, you have Quicksilver there slugging it out with Cyclops. Of course, Quicksilver had doings with the Avengers before, I mean, after he was in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, so he had a kind of a foot in both teams, in a sense, or both camps. And so, great book there. Again, for a quarter, these are, I love reprint books. Here's a Marvel Triple Action number 12, reproducing a great Jack Kirby cover and a wonderful story inside, I'm sure. Haven't read these yet. But, again, life getting, not in the way. I don't want to say life's getting in the way, because this is just a hobby. Life is life, okay? Life is family and friends and you know, your life calling, whatever it is, and all that stuff. But this is the hobby. I do like the hobby. I do enjoy the hobby. I never want to give it up. But there you go. Okay, Marvel Triple Action number 11. Another great Jack Kirby cover there with the Hulk, the specter of the Hulk looming in the background, okay? And so, love those. Again, these are quarter books. Marvel Triple Action number 10 with a great Gil Kane cover. Reprint of an early appearance by the Black Widow in her original costume there. Again, a reprint, obviously. But, you know, great book there, or great cover there. Lots of fun, lots of things going on there with the Black Knight. And so, there you go. Marvel Triple Action number 9. Another Gil Kane cover. Great stuff. I love these. I mean, for a quarter, you can't go wrong on these. Most of these are higher grade. And so this is, as you know and I know, reprint books more and more are commanding greater prices simply because the originals are becoming less and less, you know, acquirable. Acquirable? I don't know if that's a word or not. We ain't able to get them, okay? So because they're the higher grade they are, the more expensive they get. So these reprint books, they're a must-have, okay? So that was number 9. Marvel Triple Action number 8. Back to John Buscema. Oh no, Sal Buscema. Early Sal Buscema, as that would be. Let's check out the year on that, because this would probably be around the time that Sal was getting his start at Marvel. This was 1972. I don't remember exactly when he started doing covers and inking and such as that. The layouts in here, of course, are, this is a reprint of Avengers. I think this may be a reprint of Avengers number 8, but I'm not sure about that. But it is got layouts by Jack Kirby and actual pencils by Don Heck, as I like to say. I'm not a big fan of Don Heck's work, but hey, you know, he was solid. But so anyway, there's the Sal Buscema cover, Marvel Triple Action number 8 there. Love that, okay? Love those reworked covers. Marvel Triple Action number 4 with a John Buscema Fantastic Four story, and got Doctor Doom in there. All right, so great cover there. And then Marvel Triple Action number 3, another Fantastic Four cover with more Doom, more Doctor Doom. And then finally, Marvel Triple Action number 2. A little bit rougher on this one around the edge, but again, love that cover. I believe this may be inked by Kane and pencils by Buscema, or vice versa, but you be the judge. Great, again though, great Doom cover. Have a friend who collects Doctor Doom covers. He's got his work cut out for him. All right. Again, quarter books here. This one went into the bag backwards, so let me just take it out. This is Atlantis Chronicles number 4 of 7. This one has, now I say this very haltingly, according to the Key Comics app, this one has been going up in price because it is the first appearance of some character that's going to appear in the next Aquaman movie, I guess. But from what I can tell, it's not doing much moving, and like I say, I bought it for a quarter. All right, so but still, you know, look, you know me, I flip. I'm a flipper. No apologies, because the more I can flip and use that money for my hobby, the less money I have to take out of the family's personal account. So it really is at the end of the day about family and protecting them. This was a very cool Batman one-shot that I had never seen before, but when I saw the creative team on it, I was in immediately. This is 2003. This is Batman and Joker switch. Now Devin Grayson does the writing, which, okay, that's fine. I don't have much history with that writer. I don't know much about that writer, but John Bolton does the art, and if it's Bolton, I'm on. Okay, I am on and popping, and so there's there's an example of some of the Bolton interior art. I don't know why the Joker has no mouth there. One of these days, I will read that and find out. I'm sure there's some mental and emotional things going on. It is, after all, the Joker. There's a great Batman shot by John Bolton. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, so great quarter buy there. A couple of Incredible Hulks from the 80s, early 80s, 273, Incredible Hulk 273. Now, I read the Hulk all through the late 70s, early 80s. Late 70s, 80s, I'm sorry. 80s, all through the 80s. I was reading the Hulk. I didn't remember that cover. And that's not to say that I'm sure I missed some. As a kid, especially back in the day when we were getting comics off the rack at the grocery store, the Get and Go, the Sack and Save, the Hootenanny, whatever, you sometimes missed an issue here and there. So anyway, I was glad to get that, because I thought, well, they may actually be an Incredible Hulk issue that I never read. So there you go. This one I did read, and it's a great, great issue. Incredible, what was that? 273. Okay, this is the Incredible Hulk number 279 with a really kind of stunning Bob Layton cover here, but the Hulk being accepted. He even says there, this is what acceptance feels like. I do remember this title when Bruce Banner's brain, was controlling the Hulk for a while there, and he did gain acceptance. The monster gained acceptance because he was more of a man at that point. So anyway, I'm looking forward to reading that again. So okay, let's see, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Now this is interesting, because what this is a Marvel comic in conjunction with Kellogg's and the Literacy Foundation. Let me check the publication date. It was 2019, so about obviously the time of the movie. Far From Home. It's a thin comic, okay, but it was interesting. I'd never seen that before, and for a quarter, I thought, why not? Why not go ahead and grab that and read that? Marvel double feature, okay, not triple action, but double feature. Reprinting another great Jack Kirby, Captain America yarn there, with an Iron Man story in there as well. Okay, so still quarter books. Marvel presents Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a little bit rougher than the ones I generally get, but it filled a hole. And I have very few of these Marvel Presents Guardians left to get, so I went ahead and got it. Okay, and so glad to get that for a quarter. Next, Marvel Spectacular, featuring the mighty Thor. Marvel Spectacular number 19. When strikes the Wrecker. Now that is not a first appearance of the Wrecker, as far as I don't believe that is. That cover strikes me as a later appearance. Okay, again, a reprint book, but even a reprint of the first appearance of a character like the Wrecker, that'd be worth having today, especially for a quarter. Okay, heck, I'd pay $1. So anyway, great Kirby cover on there, quarter book, can't beat it. Another quarter book here, Marvel Superheroes number 56, with a Ron Wilson cover there. Ron Wilson inked by Joe Sinnott. Joe Sinnott just made everybody's pencils look better. He just did. Okay, especially liked his inks, of course, Jack Kirby, but also his when he would ink John Byrne on certain things. On John Byrne's early Fantastic Four work before he took the series over as writer and artist. Sennett inked his pencils. Just always looked so smooth and so good. Marvel Superheroes number 89, starring the Incredible Hulk. That's a great Herb Trimpe cover. I've read that story before as a kid, and I don't remember if it was the original Hulk comic or this issue of Marvel Superheroes, but love those Trimpe Hulk stories. Okay, this next stack was just a small stack that I got from a flea market several weeks ago. I'll just go ahead and start with a variant that I'm not, again, I don't speculate, but I do buy with the intention to flip if it's flippable. But I also have my my comics that my images and such in this hobby that are nostalgic for me. This is an homage cover of an Incredible Hulk, of a McFarlane Incredible Hulk issue that I had years ago, and long since gotten rid of it before it went up in price, and now I don't have a copy, but that's all right. That's neither here nor there. But this is the Hulk number 13. I don't even know what volume we're talking about at this point. It is from this year, but this was the Wolverine variant. Okay, you know that image. You've been collecting comics for a year. You know that image because it's everywhere. And this is one of the variants that just didn't doing anything. That's okay. It's nice. I like it. I bought it. I like it, and I got it for less than cover price. So there you go. This one I was really excited to get, even though it's got a little bit of damage. It's got some damage on the bottom, gnawed on by a rat. I'll explain that in a moment. But this is Gold Keys Mod Wheels. It is a 15-center. Mod Wheels number 1. Supercharged Excitement. I love that that yellow cover. Got this for a couple of bucks at the film, literally like $2 at the flea market. And this is great stuff. But it was gnawed on by a rat. Okay, there you go. I don't know if it was an actual rat, but that's just something that my LCS owner used to say, and friend Michael McCormick used to say. He'd put a little sticker on the book. If it had one of these markings or along the edges, you see sometimes they'd look gnawed. He'd say gnawed on by a rat. Okay, and yes, that's how the sticker would sound in your head when you'd read it. So there you go. Mod Wheels number 1. Loved grabbing that for a couple of bucks. This was also a $2 or $3 book. It's been so long, I forget. This one really shocked me that it was there. It is high grade. This is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 221, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Okay, first full appearance, I think, is how they call it. But anyway, this is an in-demand book, and I got it for a few bucks, and so I was really shocked by that, especially since other things at this dealer's flea market niche there were kind of overpriced. I thought I was shocked that this was what it was. So hey, nothing wrong with having that for a couple of bucks. All right, also $2 or $3 book, Justice League of America number 137. I love that image. If memory serves, because I have a copy of this, if memory serves, the fight doesn't really even take place. Okay, but it's a great image. It's a great image. Hey, Sleepy Reader, good to see you, man. Glad you stopped by. But yeah, so great cover on one of my favorite Justice League covers of all time, and so great stuff there for a couple of bucks. Also for a couple of bucks, the Witching Hour number. I didn't even say what that was. Sorry, Justice League number 137. I don't think I said that. The Witching Hour number 48. 48, great skeleton cover there. Again, just a couple of bucks on this. So these were good, and this is high grade. These were good buys at a flea market. Good flea market buys. Liked finding stuff like that. And these days, I don't find much at flea markets and antique stores like I'd like to. Okay, next up is, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go, where are we going here? Where are we going? 15. Yeah, that belongs in this tag. Okay. Here's where we are on these. Went to the Neosho ArtCon. ArtCon? Yeah, Neosho ArtCon. I've gone to this. This is about, I think this is the 3rd time I've gone to it. It's annual. And found some good books. Did find some good books there. Mainly just from 2 vendors. All right, I'm going to go through these first ones because these were kind of just filling holes. 2 of them were filling holes. Defenders number 6 that I got for 15. Pretty high grade, so I was happy with that. Again, another Sal Buscema cover, and I like that very much. Of course, Sal Buscema was doing the art in Defenders by then. So I've been working on that Defenders run. Getting the Defenders number 1 has been difficult so far, but working on it. Defenders number 26, got that for 5. Again, high grade. Got the early Guardians in there. The original Guardians, I should say. Guardians of the Galaxy. So great stuff there. Love that cover. Bronze Age, you just can't hardly beat Bronze Age Marvel. I know a lot of people say Silver Age Marvel. Well, Silver Age Marvel, absolutely. But Bronze Age is when I grew up. And so for me, it's actually, except for those Silver Age stories that I discovered in the Bronze Age, the actual Bronze Age comics hold more nostalgia for me. And this one was great. I have this, but this was John Byrne's first color Marvel work. I say first color Marvel work because I believe he did a story. Yeah, I love Sal's work on Defenders at that time. Just very, you're right, Sleeper Reader. Just very high octane, action oriented, great, perfect. Sal had the perfect style for superhero work, and his style screamed Marvel. His style, for me, in a sense, just kind of almost became the Marvel house style. If you think about all the work he did, Defenders, Incredible Hulk, and Marvel Team Up, and ROM, and then later Amazing Spider-Man, and Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Spectacular Spider-Man. His long run on that, his style. I mean, he largely certainly contributed to the Marvel style, and I say that because he did in fact, I'm trying to think of how long it was before. I think it was the 90s, maybe 21st century, before he did any actual work for DC Comics. I know of one Batman annual that I have. I can't remember the era it's from, but I know it's at least 90s that he did. And so he didn't do any work for DC for decades. He just worked for Marvel, and that's part of the reason why, to me, he just kind of exemplified the Marvel house style. He was the Marvel house style. Yeah, Bronze Age was wilder and crazier, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, mostly all exciting. It was exciting. And yeah, there was some of it that was kind of hokey, and you're like, like Angar. I always think of Angar the Screamer. First of all, I mean, he's kind of that epitomizes that Bronze Age. Simply, the hippie gear and the name Angar the Screamer. I'm just like, that's kind of bulky, but still fun. The stories were fun. And so yeah, I get what you're saying. It was kind of wilder and crazier. Now, this next book I was talking about, this was, like I said, this was John Byrne's first color work for Marvel. He had done one story in one of Marvel's black and white magazines. I want to say it was a Dracula story or Dracula magazine. I don't remember. But anyway, this is Marvel Premiere number 25, featuring Iron Fist. Very nice copy in there. And I got that for $10. And I thought that was a steal for John Byrne's first color work for Marvel, especially considering what few issues there were, but what a mark he left on Iron Fist. To me, Iron Fist to this day, still my favorite Iron Fist artist is John Byrne. And so there's that. Okay, these next books were from the only other dealer that I did business with there at the Neo Show Art Con. These were what these were, and I've looked through these and I realized these were BOGO books. Okay. So basically, whatever I show you, I got it for half that, except this very first book. For some reason, I didn't get another $15 book to go with this. But this is Strange Tales number 144 with Dr. Strange and Nick Fury. I don't think that that's the first appearance of the flying car. There's research I just keep meaning to do and haven't done it. It may be, but I don't believe it is. Sleepy Reader, I would expect you to pop in here anytime and say, yes, it is, or no, it isn't. But anyway, great cover, great shape. For $15, I thought that's a steal. Okay. So, and then we go to the $10 books, Astonishing Tales number 8. Okay. which I needed in my run of Astonishing Tales. So Astonishing Tales number 8 for $10, which BOGO meant $5 when I got it with this. Giant Size Superheroes number 1, Spider-Man fighting Man-Wolf and Morbius. Okay, this was a little beat up, but since I was getting the books basically for $5 a piece, I was good with it. Okay, good with it. Another $10 book, Tower of Shadows number 7, and I love the Marvel horror reprint books. Sometimes they had new stories in them, and but they were also largely reprint books. Okay, so great stuff there, lots of fun. Have Chamber of Darkness number 5. It was a $10 book, BOGO, of course, and like that, love that cover, and just kind of creepy stuff going on there. I don't know who did that cover. It's kind of hard to tell, but you're not up on that particular card trivia. Come on, Sleepy Reader. No, who's gonna do my work for me? Come on. Anyway, that's okay. Chamber of Darkness though, number 5. I like the cover. Very great stuff there. And now we get into a couple of. Well, let me see. Let me save those and go to this. Tower of Shadows number 3. This was a. Well, no, I can't do that. These are $10 books. Sorry. Okay. Next $10 book. Red Mask number 1. A number 1. Let me just see what the. Because I forget this is a 10-cent book, so it's Golden Age. Anytime I can get a Golden Age number 1, I drop that dime, so to speak. Okay. It actually does not have. I checked this earlier. Does not have a year, so I'd have to look it up because I'm sure that can be found online. But it's a top quality comic, published by IW Enterprises. I want to say IW was the company that later turned out did Super Comics. That kind of, when they could, they would get the rights to unused characters like the Shadow, okay, and just do stupid stuff with them, change their costume and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, Red Mask number 1 for $10 BOGO. That was a steal, I thought. Just thought that was great. And then another one to go with that, $10. This is amazing. America's Craziest Comic Book. Let's give it a whack. Whack is the name of the comic, and it has a Bing Crosby cover. Bing is playing golf there. I don't know why he's doing it in a cape, but he's on the cover of a comic book, so that's probably why. So let me see what the number on this is. So I thought, really, honestly, BOGO, I thought those were great buys for basically $5 a piece. This one does have a detached cover. This is Volume 1, Number 2, published in 1953, December 1953. Okay, so great stuff though. Happy to get it. I can honestly say, first Bing Crosby cover in my collection. I'm not even sure if how many Bing Crosby covers are out there. But anyway, I was happy to get that. And I look hey, somebody was like Mike Smith over at Night Tiger. Somebody had all the information written on the back. Okay, so Whack Comics number 2, 1953, Bing Crosby cover. All right, a few more here. These are the $5 books. One is a silver to bronze age Tower of Shadows number 3 reprint book. So great stuff there. $5 BOGO. I also went ahead and got Wonder Man number 1 for $5 BOGO, and because that book is kind of questionable. Again, be very careful about Key Comics app and other apps that say, "Oh, this book's blowing up." It's not blowing up. It's not blowing up. Whack is new to you. It was new to me too, Sleeper Reader, and but it's so cool. The Bing Crosby cover just made it. I couldn't pass it up. But Wonder Man number 1. There is a Disney Plus series coming out. I think, of course, Disney seems like Disney Plus is almost tanking right now, and I don't know if it'll actually come to be or not. But I always liked the character Wonder Man, and so that was worth having. This one, I had this for so long, back before anybody cared, liked the characters, got rid of it years ago, and I finally reacquired it because it also kind of blew up there for a while, and then people came back to their senses, and it's calmed way back down. But this was another $5 book. This was Clandestine #1. This is from the 90s. But that gold foil, that's the biggest reason I got it, because of my penchant for gimmick comics. Okay, so love that, love the shine, love the bling, if you will, and so love that. All right, lastly, this was another $5 comic, so in essence $2.50. This was a few years ago. Whenever this came out, I knew they were doing this. I so wanted this book, but it was outlandishly out of reach for a new book. It is a variant. It's Thanos Legacy #1. It is the George Perez cover, and I got that in essence for $2.50, less than the original cover price. In fact, $5 no BOGO would have been cover price, because it was $4.99. But I wanted that book for a few years, and to find it in that box for BOGO, it was just there was just no letting it go, especially since it was the only one left. And so there you go. And so you're a little bit caught up on comics. And again, I don't know how soon I'll have other videos out. Like I said, I've been experimenting, doing the shorts, and what's happened is in the last 2 months, I've nearly doubled my subscribers. So it's been a good experiment. Okay, but I am planning on integrating both. 2 months ago, like I say, 2 months ago, I did my first short ever. And lo and behold, I'm, as an older YouTube guy who just knows how to point and shoot a camera, basically, I'm learning that, hey, those people like the shorts over, some people like the shorts over the long videos. So I'm going to do both, and I'm just going to try to look for a balance there. But anyway, I appreciate those who watch, appreciate those who've been subscribing lately. And now I'm up over 600 subscribers, so I'm shooting for 1,000, man. And so I don't know how long it'll take, but that's my next goal. I'm not going to recognize any other goal but that. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching, Sleepy Reader. Thanks for hanging out. And anybody else who watches this later, feel free to comment on any of the comics you've seen and anything we've talked about. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.